I'm Jennifer, and this is TV Talk. It's Thursday, so that means that it is Big O Day, and this week's episode was Electric City. Roger is given a job by the electric company to negotiate the use of a hydroelectric dam in a place known as Electric City. Paradigm wants to use this dam to produce power for the city, particularly for the domes where the rich people live. But the people of Electric City don't want the area redeveloped for some reason. And they claim that if the dam was reactivated, that God would rain down his wrath on them, and that's what they're claiming, and Roger soon discovers what it is they're exactly afraid of. Now, this episode shows a little more of the dynamics between Norman, Roger, and Dorothy, as Dorothy's kind of getting used to living with Norman and Roger in particular, are getting used to having Dorothy living with them. And she's been there long enough to determine what she deems or believes to be some kind of a routine, as the episode opens with her waking up Roger to the sound of a piano, and she's not really playing any song, she's just playing the piano very forcefully, and this kind of becomes a running gag throughout the series. And she makes the comment that Roger had slept in about 15 minutes later than usual, to show that she had been there long enough to determine that he gets up at a certain time in what she deems normal, and whatnot. And this episode also introduces a new character by the name of Angel, who is voiced in the English version by Wendy Lee. Her first name isn't spelled like Wendy, but Wendee. So I believe it's pronounced Wendy, but if I'm wrong, I apologize for that. And she is kind of a protagonist I don't want to say she's protagonist. She's not exactly a bad guy in this series, but she's not exactly a good guy, at least not in this season. And she originally introduced herself as Casey Jenkins, and then when Roger meets up with her again, she tells him that he can call her Angel. And she's the one who actually hires him for the negotiating job, or on behalf of the power company, hires him for this negotiating job. This is also the first time that we see Big O fighting something that is not a robot. Of course, he only fought one other robot, Dorothy won. But it shows that it's not just robots that he and Roger fight. It's giant creatures as well. Again, this is what I would say to be a setup episode, as they are setting up the dynamics to a degree. They did introduce a new character in this. And as I mentioned before, they did introduce something that will become a running gag throughout the series. We also see that, although this is depicted in the first episode, that when he takes these negotiating jobs, even when he knows he's going someplace dangerous, Roger really doesn't take any weapons with him. And this is really part of his code. He believes it to be ungentlemanly to carry weapons. Not to say that he doesn't go unprepared, as Big O is always handy, and his car is equipped with devices to keep him safe, much like the Wikipedia article on Big O compares it to the Batmobile and a James Bond car. I don't know, because I don't really watch James Bond movies. But we don't really see that in this episode. We did see his car being able to do things like that in the in Roger the Negotiator. And it's a really interesting episode. It's a setup episode. Then really, it's not until episode 5 really that we start getting away from the setup episodes. Because they really won't be introducing any more new characters until the next season, or at least until the end of this season. But all in all, it's really good. I will say this, Angel is not one of my favorite characters, as throughout most of the series, she is very flirtatious and very hard to pin down, where she's from and everything. So I just didn't like that. I don't like female characters that are extremely flirtatious and use that to get what they want from men. I just don't like that. So she's not one of my favorite characters. I actually like Dorothy a little more than I like her. Because Dorothy is basically very black and white. With Dorothy, you get what you see. Although you do see a lot of emotional changes with Dorothy, we will see that as the show progresses. For an android, she is very, not super emotional, but she does show emotions, and she is very expressive. And Angel, it's just, she's really hard to figure out, because she says one thing, but it seems that she means something completely different. So, but that's just me. So that about wraps up this TV Talk episode, or video. Let me know what you thought on, what your thoughts on Electric City are, if you are a Big O fan. And just leave them in the comment section. Feel free to like and subscribe, as that helps me out a lot with these videos. And feel free to leave your comments in the comment section. That also helps me out. And also feel free to follow me on Twitter and Facebook. The information will be in the description section. That about does it. I'm Jennifer. This has been TV Talk, and I will see you next time.